Hey guys, today I'm going to go over my long time non-negotiable post-training, regimen as far as supplements are concerned. This is something that I haven't deviated from this for a couple of years, and it's gone way back before some of these supplements even existed, honestly. So as better supplements have come out, basically replaced some, added some, and this is for the better part of now, for almost 4 years, this is what I've taken every day after I train. I also take this every single day before I go to bed, or I do it at 3 o'clock as a snack, and I'll replace my whey protein with Recovery Pro instead. So I kind of do 3 or 4 a day, 3 a day. But this is really quite simple, and there's also one of those questions like, well, Jeff, when I'm at Selection, we don't have this. What can we use, right? What should we use? And that's a basically food supplement situation, or not supplement, but you're still supplementing it, but food substitute. So first and foremost is post-training, you need a whey protein. We use Thorne and only use Thorne for very simple reasons. This thing right here that says NSF for sport, what that does, it guarantees, it's one of the few guarantees we have. This is an international thing, so it's not necessarily just the US. NSF is worldwide. And what it's saying is that what's on the label is guaranteed to be in the product. And that's the real upside. Now, it's not a guarantee that the ingredients are always exceptional, but at least we can know that what's on the label absolutely accurately is in here. And that's, again, the second thing is, when I'm using a whey protein like Thorne, how do I know that this is really, really good? If you look on the back, it's gonna have it says typical amino acid amounts, okay? So you're gonna have amino acid spectrums here. Get real close, right? The really important one is right there, leucine. That one that right there says leucine. It says 2.2 grams. That is exceptional, right? Leucine is an indicator of the health of the cow. When the leucine content is really, really high, it means that the cow in which this whey protein was blessed to extracted from, that was a really healthy cow, really high amino acids, really good for muscle building, really good for disease management, really good. So like at Johns Hopkins, right? The Mayo Clinic, Harvard Medical, Duke Medical, Limbic Training, this is what they use. The sickest human beings in the United States, they can't digest food, because we know whey protein is one of the most readily digestible things that we can consume. So we don't want something that's readily digestible with really low-grade ingredients, okay? So that's why we use Thorne. They are the best, period. It's not even negotiable. Because if any other supplement company was better than theirs, Duke, Harvard, Johns Hopkins, the Center for Brain Health, Johns Hopkins, the list goes on and on. They'd be using other products, but they don't. This is what they use, okay? So after, I always take that. I always add creatine. Creatine for my brain is one of the best things for you all, for anyone, for reconnecting neural pathways post-brain trauma. Creatine is one of the first things that they'll give you post-brain trauma. Why? Because of the way that the brain is made up, the way that this interacts with our brain, and again, this is an amino acid. Creatine is just an amino acid. It's a very specific amino acid coded to doing something very specific. You know, it's stored in our muscles, it's stored in our liver. And this is something that we add so our body doesn't have to synthesize it from the food we eat or extract it from the meat that we eat. So your body has to work less hard to get this be replenished in your liver and muscles. Boom. So we can repeat our bouts of intense exercise over and over. And we're able to repeat bouts of intense exercise. What also says, our body can handle those intensities. We can handle those intensities. We're looking at brain trauma to help. We're looking at health, improving your health. Again, dealing with trauma, stressful stuff. Creatine right here. The next thing I always add without a question is collagen, right? The verdict is not ever gonna really, I know where Bubs sources theirs. I also know where Thorne sources theirs. And the question is, when it comes to collagen, do you want a Lamborghini or do you want a Ferrari? Or you can even call this a Ferrari, it doesn't matter. I'm just telling you right now, we always have the Bubs because I use it all the time, but also in travel. Like it's something that, whatever, we kind of rotate, truthfully. The Bubs goes out, we use it for 30 days, we switch to Thorne, use it for 30 days, we just keep going back and forth because for me, it's if I can get some more variety. Like I said, I know the health of those cows. That's why we use Bubs and why we use Thorne. The health of the animal that they're using for these supplements are far superior. Far, far superior than you're gonna find in the United States. None, I can say right here, nothing here is sourced in the United States. Nothing, right? None of this stuff is. None of the animals don't come because the food here in the United States is so polluted and trash. So here's the fourth one. This one is my personal non-negotiable. This might not be something that somebody wants to add or needs to add or whatever. For me, based on my body type and the way that I eat, I don't eat processed starchy carbs anymore. So I had to teach my body to use a really good fat as a energy source. And I use a fair amount of this. I'm probably using 4 to 6 scoops of these a day, which is, right? We're looking at, you're looking at upwards of, 25, 30 grams of fat, which for me, this particular kind of fat doesn't make me fat, as you can tell, right? My body has learned to metabolize this, use it as energy, and it's exceptionally good for your brain, for your joints, ligaments, all the tendonitis, arthritis. Amazing stuff, man. This stuff is absolutely. So after all of my training sessions, whether I'm doing a long run, a ruck, a swim, a resistance training, or some combination of thereof, I always, even in travel, like when I flew home to Iowa with my parents, to see my mom and sister, flew back with this, you bet. When I travel, we always take it, because again, I don't eat food in airports, so we always pack extra protein and make snacks. So these are non-negotiables. The question is how many times a day I'm gonna take this. I take it after I train. I have a 3 o'clock snack usually, it includes this, and before I go to bed. Even on my off days. My off days are the days in which I pretend, I guess. I say, hey, on your off days, pretend you're sick. So what I mean is like a lot of people that get sick, the advice comes in. Drink more water, get your vitamin C, feed the cold, whatever it may be. That's right. When I have my off day, I focus just as much on my eating and my supplementation, if not more, because that's my opportunity to recover and repair and rebuild and remold. It's using the supplements. Again, these are not replacements of food. There's no such thing. I think one of the most criminal things out there is calling something a meal replacement. There's nothing that replaces a meal other than an intended fast. That's it. So I don't skip meals unless I'm planning on doing it, but this is also, supplements are a really good way to go into a fast and work through a fast. Give your body a chance to actually recuperate, repair, because this stuff, because of its availability, its nutrient availability, your body can extract stuff from it. It doesn't have to work super hard to do it. And so what is your stomach? Your stomach is a muscle. It's an incredible muscle. It's arguably one of the most fascinating muscles in the body. And sometimes that stomach muscles are overworked by digesting lots of not so good food and dumping a ton of enzymes into the stomach and working that food that's not so bioavailable. When you eat things and drink things that are incredibly bioavailable, your stomach actually gets a chance to recover, repair, and heal too. So supplements are good. We just got to think about timing. When do we take them? And the biggest thing is how good are they? What's the quality? What's the assurance? That is why we only go with these companies. Now, there are certain companies out there. I know there's other companies that are definitely, like UCAN is a great company. Clean, K-L-E-A-N, is a great company. There's a few others out there because they're NSF for sport. And here's the question for supplements. Anytime someone recommends a supplement, all you have to do is go, would that supplement could a special operator use it? Because I'm here to tell you, fact, if your supplements in SOCOM and JSOC, your dietitians at the commands are going to say, if it does not say NSF for sport, you will not be protected, right? What does that mean? If you test positive for a banned substance in the Navy, you'll get kicked out. If your supplements have an NSF for sport on it, you can't be held accountable for any cross-contamination or banned substances in these products. That is the also guarantee. NSF for sport is a guarantee of no cross-contamination and no banned substances. That's why an NSF for sport is authorized for Olympic and international competition. It's also authorized in the NCAA. It's also recognized by SOCOM and JSOC. So get your NSF for sport, because if it doesn't, it's very likely you're ingesting something that's causing you to work harder when it should be helping you repair.